Hey everyone, here we are again with those confusing heart matters. The big question, is it cheating if you have many partners? Oh boy, it's like a multiple choice test, but it's really hard to pick the final answer. Because what if you're happy with your setup? Like a buffet. You try a little here, a little there. Then suddenly one day, your ex shows up. The ex who used to be totally fine with your open relationship. They suddenly come back and say, I want it to be just us. Just one-on-one please? Oh no, girl. What about all the other people you've been sharing your time and affection with? You're suddenly forced to choose, like in a contest, who will you crown as the one? It's tough, right? That moment, it's like you're in a Snakes and Ladders board game. You thought you were climbing up to the happily ever after level with many, then suddenly you slide back to square one of, what do I really want, self? Because your ex comes with an ultimatum. They want exclusivity. They want to be the main star in the soap opera of your life. While you're used to having an ensemble cast. It's hard to explain to them, hey, hold on, there's a line. Because for them, love is like a special seat in the movie theater. It should only have their name on it. This is where the big question mark comes in. Is it your fault if you love many people if from the start, that's what you agreed on? It's messy, right? It's like you ordered a combo meal, then the cashier suddenly says, oh, sorry, only one item per person. Crazy. Because sometimes, the heart is like Wi-Fi, it can connect to many devices at the same time. But there will come a time when one device will ask for a dedicated connection, no buffering, and no one else connected. And when it's the ex asking for that, it gets even more complicated, because you have history, you have a past together. Are you just going to throw away the others for them? Or are you going to fight for your the more the merrier lifestyle that you're used to? This is where the real drama begins, my friends. This isn't about who's right or wrong anymore. This is about what you can sacrifice and what you can't let go of. Your ex wants a change. They want a relationship that's simple, straightforward, and without sharing. You, on the other hand, might be happy with your setup where love is like a party-sized pizza. Many slices for everyone. The question is, are you willing to settle for just one slice for them? Or will you let them find their own pizza? My bangs hurt from thinking about this, sisters. And because of the ex's demand for exclusivity, here comes the queen of all drama, Madam Jealousy. Even if we say the ex was the one who first proposed an open relationship back then, they suddenly transformed into a possessive monster. Every text you send to someone else, it's an issue. Every time you go out without them, it's a world war. They're like a CCTV with feelings. They want to monitor everything. And what's crazy is, even if they were the reason you broke up before, they still have the nerve to be jealous and throw accusations. It's like they borrowed money, but they're still mad when you ask for it back. It's messy, right? Their jealousy isn't the cute kind like, oh, who's that? Their jealousy is level 99, the kind where even liking a picture of your neighbor's dog will cause an argument. And because of jealousy, everything becomes serious. Your old laughter is replaced by tension. Your old sweet moments end in shouting matches. It will come to a point where you'll think, wait, am I still happy? Because a relationship should make you happy, not give you a daily dose of stress like traffic on EDSA. When there are more tears than laughter, that might be a sign to think things over, and that's where the word give up comes in. Sometimes a breakup isn't because the love is gone. Sometimes we need to give up because we're tired of fighting for something that's not working anymore. If one wants to fly freely and the other wants to stay in the cage of exclusivity, how can you agree? It doesn't mean you're broken if you break up. Sometimes, separating is the most complete decision you can make for yourself. It's accepting that you're not meant for each other, and that's okay. Not all love stories have a happy ending, some have a learning experience. A breakup isn't a failure, it's just a detour on the long journey of life. Maybe you just need to turn to see that there's a better path for you, and for the jealous ex, maybe they also need to accept that they can't control everything. Love isn't like a remote control that when you press it, it will follow what you want. Love is like a pet, you sometimes need to let it go to see if it comes back. If it doesn't come back, then it wasn't meant for you. Simple, but painful. That's just how life is, my dear friends. Let's talk about loyalty. What exactly is the definition of being loyal? The answers vary here, like answers on a magandang buhay guesting. For some, loyalty is in the mind. As long as your partner knows you have others and they're okay with it, you're still loyal, because you have an agreement, an understanding, like a business contract. Everything is written, no hidden charges, you're transparent, you're honest, you don't hide that you're dating or texting others. For them, this isn't cheating because no deception is happening. What matters is honesty and communication. But on the other hand, there are people whose loyalty is in the heart. For them, being loyal means giving your whole heart to only one person. Even if your partner knows you have others, if their heart hurts every time you're with someone else, there's still a problem. This is where the mind and heart clash. The mind says, this is fine, we have an agreement. But the heart screams, ouch, babe, it hurts. And often, in this battle, logic always loses when the heart speaks. Heartache can't be solved with logic and reasoning. This is where the dilemma of those in open relationships comes in. Maybe, at first, you're both game. Go for it, as long as I know, you say to each other. But as time goes on, you can't control feelings. Suddenly, what was once "it's okay" becomes "I wish it was just me." The heart becomes selfish. It wants to be the only one. And when the heart starts to hurt, no matter how clear the agreement was in the mind, things will get messy. Because emotions are like a flood. Once they overflow, nothing can stop them. It's hard to explain to someone who's hurting, but didn't you agree to this? So loyalty is very subjective. It depends on the person, it depends on the relationship, and it depends on what they can handle. There are people who can separate the physical from the emotional. Others, for them, it's a package deal. So before you enter any setup, whether it's one-on-one or the more the merrier, you first need to define what loyalty means for both of you. Because if you're not aligned, you're like two people dancing to different tunes. It's messy, without direction, and someone is sure to get stepped on and hurt. Here it is, the ultimate question in modern dating. What are we, open or closed? It's hard to answer that, right? It's like a pageant question, you need poise and confidence. There are some people who are super happy in an open relationship. For them, love shouldn't be boxed in. They want freedom, space, and the chance to meet different people without feeling guilty. For them, what matters is the emotional connection and honesty with their primary partner. As long as you still come home to them at the end of the day, it's fine. These are the people who are secure in themselves and in their relationship. But not everyone is like that. Many still believe in the traditional closed relationship. These are the people who want security, commitment, and the idea that there's one person just for them. For them, love is sacred and exclusive. The mere idea of sharing someone drives them crazy. They can't handle the jealousy and anxiety that an open setup brings. And there's nothing wrong with that. We just have different love languages and definitions of happiness in a relationship. There's no right or wrong answer, there's just what works for you. The problem is, things get messy when two people with different views meet. One wants to open the door to others, the other wants to lock the door and throw away the key. This is where intense communication is needed. But sometimes, no matter how much you try to talk it out, if what you want truly doesn't match, someone will get hurt. It's better to have a broken heart from a breakup than to pretend you're whole in a relationship where you're not truly happy. Pretending is more tiring than crying. At least when you cry, you let it out. When you pretend, you keep it inside. So before you enter a relationship, ask yourself first, what am I looking for? And ask your partner too, what are you looking for? If you match, then congratulations. If not, discuss if there's a middle ground. If there really isn't, maybe that's a sign that you need to walk in different directions. It might hurt, but it's better than forcing something that wasn't meant to be from the start. Remember, a relationship is a partnership, not a dictatorship. Both of you should be happy. In the end, we all come to the chapter called Moving On. Moving on isn't a sign of weakness, it's a sign of courage. The courage to accept that some things and some people are just not meant for us. The courage to let go of the past to embrace the future. If your ex comes back and wants exclusivity that you can't give, or if you're in a position where you want commitment but your partner doesn't, sometimes the best thing to do is to let go. Let them find their happiness, and you find yours, too. Love isn't a contest of who has more relationships or who is more loyal. It's not about who says I love you more, or who has more, I wish I had that. The true measure of love is an understanding and respect. Respect for each other's decisions, no matter how painful they may be. If they're happy with one-on-one, support them. If you're happy with the more the merrier, stand by it. What's important is that you're not deceiving feelings. Not just the feelings of others, but also your own. Don't pretend you're okay with a setup if deep down you're completely broken. Moving on is an important part of life. It's like a snake shedding its skin. You need to leave the old to make space for the new. There are really people who will just pass through our lives to teach us a lesson, but they won't stay. And that's okay. Every heartbreak is an opportunity to get to know yourself better. What you want, what you don't want, and what you don't and what you deserve. Don't view every ending as a failure. Just think of it as a graduation, a step closer to who you truly are. So, everyone, whatever your heart status is right now, single, taken, or it's complicated, remember this. The decision is always yours. You hold the steering wheel of your love life. Wherever you choose to turn, make sure that's where you'll truly be happy. And if someone gets hurt in the process, that's just part of it. What matters in the end is your love for yourself. Because in the end, even if the whole world unfriends you, as long as you love yourself, you will always have your own back. That's unbeatable.